lot of Tubi actors they be acting stuck up and sedity. They be acting like they too good. And for me, once they say cut and I'm in the world, I don't even really think about that. I'm not walking around like, oh yeah, see me, look at me walking through the store. Like I don't. I'm just like a regular person. I have to remind myself sometimes that I am who I am when people react to me the way that they do. Because when people stare and they don't say anything, and I'll be thinking in my mind like, "The fuck you looking at?" Then my girl like, she they probably recognize you. And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're right, my bad. All right, yeah." Like I have to drop that guard, and sometimes it's hard for me because I feel like I'm just a regular person. You just happen to see me on TV sometimes.
Damn, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
got a question about Tubi. Like, are the budgets good or whatever? Or some of the movies is people put their
Mhm.
own money in making their own film and put it on Tubi, and Tubi give them a percentage? Or do y'all make deals with Tubi?
You say, do we? What was that last question? Do we what?
Do y'all make deals with Tubi, and they got
No.
a budget to pay y'all and
Mm-mm.
for certain sceneries or
So
whatever? Or most of the movies is that somebody pays you to make the movie, and then they upload it on Tubi, and then the person who put it out finalize it, they get the money. Like, is it
well,
mostly independent that a person would make the movie and put it on Tubi and he would pay you, or do y'all make exclusive deals with Tubi where they give y'all a budget and they pay y'all a set price? How that goes? I just want to know more about the Tubi
well, that
deals.
that's a broad question. So to try to simplify it for you, um, a budget for Tubi it varies obviously from investor to investor, whether you got one, two, or three, however many that's going in on this project. So because sometimes you have people that invest and that's just what they do. They behind the scenes they put the money up and then they let the producers or the directors work everything else out. So that's one. Two, as actors, do we cut deals with Tubi? No. Again, that's with the investors or the producers. They'll come to me and say, "Hey, got this role. Uh, X amount of days on set. How much you gonna charge me?
All
And
right, all right, all right.
you know what I'm
Thank you for
saying?
clearing that up.
Yeah, yeah. But that's me. How much, bro? How much you gonna charge me? Somebody new, they might who don't have a name
Mm.
or a face. They might be like, "Okay, I got this film. I think you could play this role. I'm only gonna pay you $75 a day," which we all know that ain't. But when you starting, I was like, that's okay, cool, that works. Or I'm gonna pay you 125. Like that ain't really no money, but you don't have a name yet. You don't have a face, and you're trying to get in. So that conversation is going to be different from that person to me, or somebody that you recognize versus somebody that you don't, if that makes sense. So everybody contract is different. Now I know you've seen and heard stories where an actor might feel that he's worth this amount of dollars, and the production don't want to give him that. So in a perfect world, we would like to try to meet somewhere in the middle where it's comfortable for everybody, where I can feel valued and appreciated for my talents, but not kill your budget at the same time. So, a lot of times those have been tough conversations to have in the past, but it's one that's needed because it's business. So that's why for me, as of recent, I have somebody that handles that for me now. Like, don't even people hit me, hey bro, can you? All right, let me redirect you to, and I'm gonna let them figure that out because I don't want to burn a relationship because you can't pay me what I'm asking for, or even meet me somewhere in the middle. So that's why I said it's such a broad question, and it can go a lot of different ways. It really just comes down to the production and the person, the actor, the production
Right.
versus the actor. You feel me?
Copy. And I would ask you, you got an acting coach, an agent, or a manager, or what's the difference
I
between
do
an
have an
agent and a manager? And do you got that? And then do you got an acting coach? And these are my last questions. And then
okay.
uh,
So I do have an agent. I do have a manager, and I do not have an acting coach, but I do. I am taking acting classes. Management. The difference between management and agent is the agent is going to. They're the ones that the production is going to reach out to for you, and they can see things and say things and put things in front of these productions that maybe as the actor you can't, and they'll say, "Hey, I got this," or "Such and such hit me up about this." how you feel about that. They want to pay this and that and da 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 da. Management, on the other hand, will, hey, I got this project. I'm talking for myself to my manager. Hey, I got this project out of Los Angeles. They want me to come out there for a week, and this is the role. This is what they're talking about. Call and see what you can negotiate on a day rate, and we could just kind of go from there. And they get a little piece of the money that's paid out, and they're gonna make sure that I get the best deal because they want to make sure that they get their money, and they're gonna make sure that the project is quality, you know, and we just keep it moving like that. And for me, it just saves me a lot of headache of having to deal with these people directly, and because I have so many other things that's going on in the acting realm and then just life period.
Right, right, right,
So being
right.
blessed to be able to have somebody that can talk for you, oh man, it's a huge blessing, huge blessing. I wish I had did it earlier, but it happened when it did, and I enjoy it. So yeah, that's pretty much the difference between management versus agent.
Thank you for breaking it down. And I'm done with my questions, but a couple more people might have a couple more questions. Empress, you got any more questions before we kind of close out?
Apologize, y'all. Oh my goodness. Super excited that you're here. So I definitely had some questions. Excuse me. Um, how does the competitive Detroit talent scene shape your approach to the industry? Like, and how do you feel it compares to larger markets like
I'm
Los Angeles and New York?
gonna tell you something, man. The competitiveness I don't like, and I'm a competitive person, and I understand why, but the thing is, and I say this all the time, what's for me is for me. Just like what's for you is for you. Nobody can take that away. So if I go into a room to audition for a particular role and I see 10 other people in there and I know them all, I'm not I'm not going to hate on them, or I'm not going to be like, try to say or make them look away like, bro, good luck to you. You know, if yeah, I want the role, but if you get the role, I ain't gonna be mad at that. And that's just my approach. So I'm not gonna. I've never been the type of person that is mad at somebody else's success. So the competitive thing that we got going on in our city is like I understand, but to me, it's just not. It doesn't have to be that way because everybody can be great, in their own right. And I think the sooner that we understand that, then the easier it will be. Like for me, my only competition is the person that I look at in the mirror. That is the only person that I compete with myself to be better across the board, a better mate, a better father, a better actor, a better everything. That's just my thought process across the board. So I hate the competitive thing that we have in our city, but at the same time I understand, but that's not for me. I don't like it.
Period. Period. Definitely respect that. So, oh, Mr. Rocky, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Um, about you saying that too. I used to be in the rooms with you back in the time, the Rod Vincent in the Tubi Talk rooms, and I've
Okay.
been trying to learn about filming and Josiah. He's into like writing books and stuff like that. So it was an opportunity to actually get a chance to talk to you because there's a lot of people that have been trying to learn how to film and how to write books and make them to like scripts, movies, and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So by you actually telling that, I inspired like a lot of people on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, man, I try to help people. If it's just me dropping gems or whatever the case, you know, because I remember what it was like when I was in their shoes, and I'm not even where I want to be, but I ain't where I started either, and I know that it's a process. So, anything that I can do, within reason to help, I will, because that's just me. Because again, I'm not competing. And if you get in here and get good and get on and do what you're supposed to do, then cool. I'm happy that I was able to help you reach, your goal to some degree. And that's it for me.
Period. So I have a question for you. So as someone who has been dubbed Detroit's favorite actors,
Hmm.
Now, you answered earlier that you see it impacting the world, you impacting everywhere,
Hmm.
in the acting and filming scene globally, right?
Hmm.
So with that type of impact, what do you use for good with it, with the impact that you have? How do you use it for
What do I?
good?
How do I use it for good?
Yes.
Just just being me. Just be a good person. Be humble. Don't be arrogant. Don't look down your nose at people. Try to help people if you can. Um, be personable. You know, when I do step out, you know, people see me and they want to talk, and we have a conversation, small talk, and then they be like, "Man, you cool as hell. I never would have thought. You so mean and this and that on TV." And I'd be like, "Yeah, bro, it's just roll. This me." You know. So my impact is just me being me. You understand what I'm saying? And when you have that normalcy and humbleness to just be you, who you are, and be confident in who you are, regardless as to what people think about you, then that's it. So for me, that's my impact, and I wouldn't even change it. Honestly, I love it.
Period. Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Mr. Alfonso. So I did have a different type of question for you, if you don't mind answering.
No, go ahead.
Um, okay, for an actor who's appeared in over 40 films in such a short time, there are likely many stories that don't make it to the screen.
Yes.
However, are there any off-camera moments or learning experiences from directors or peers that has significantly influenced your acting philosophy?
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Hell yeah. Um. I just say when you get into this, man, just learn the business. Learn the business. Um. Know your worth. Stand your ground, and just know the business. Uh. Make sure the contracts are ironclad. They what they're supposed to be. Make sure the NDAs are what they're supposed to be if need be. Um, and again, all of that just falls in under knowing the business. Uh, don't become arrogant. Don't become so successful that you forget how you got there. Um, but just at the end of the day, just know the business and be a solid person. And I got stories. I ain't gonna go into them, but that's my best advice on that.
Period. And I definitely have one last one about creative freedom, if you don't mind.
Hmm.
Okay. So many actors eventually step into directing or screenwriting to tell stories they feel passionate
Hmm.
about. Do you have any personal project or themes you love to explore through writing or directing? Perhaps those that mainstream media often overlooks. Let's talk about it.
Um, I really see. Here's the thing: when you're writing and you're putting out content, you have to know your audience. Like Tyler Perry knows his audience. We know what Tyler Perry's audience is, and he caters to that, regardless as to the backlash that he gets. He knows his audience, and he pretty much sticks to it. For me, I want to do something that my audience will enjoy, but I want it to be different at the same time and relatable. So I'm in the process of trying to work those things out now, but that's my goal to put something out that's a little different, but something that my audience will still love and like. So once I can really figure that out, then that's when everything else is just gonna start flowing.
I definitely appreciate that. Do you ever think, sometimes, like, with even the things that you think of that you want to do or areas you want to touch, is there anything that's so far beyond you that you like, you know what, I just might, maybe like sci-fi. I know you done thriller, but like, back in the day there was a sci-fi channel.
Yeah.
Would you ever
What?
just
It's funny you. I just had I got an offer for a sci-fi film um recently, and I had to turn it down because of the I wasn't with the storyline. I didn't like it, but Sci-fi again. That is, that's one of them genres where if it ain't right, it's gonna be cheesy and corny, and you don't want that. So, well, am I against it? No. Would I do it? Definitely. It just got to be right. You know. But that is another genre that I haven't done. I would do it. It just got to be done right.
Period. I would love to see you as like
Hmm.
some type of cybernetic being. That would be real cool.
Yeah, yeah. When you start talking those type of films, man, that budget got to be right because the film got to be right. Because if it ain't, it's just gonna be like, what the hell is this? Why is he no? And I don't want that.
I'm sorry for laughing, y'all. I'm so sorry. I just think the only
But
cheesy
you
film
know
I
what I'm
ever
talking
watched.
about though. Like what is like you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that guy. I don't.
You know what? Sometimes though, some of them cheesy films be good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Right.
like sci-fi films too. I think they get interesting at times.
They do.
Yeah,
But they gotta be right. Cause if they ain't, it's just like, man, I'm about to turn this shit off. Like I don't like they gotta be right.
yeah, like that new RoboCop back in the like a couple years ago. That one put the old one to shame. Even though it's still my favorite, the old one. That black gear they put on him, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
had to be a step
I
up. But I
haven't saw
understand
that
what you
yet.
mean.
I haven't seen that. I'm
Oh,
gonna have
it's
to check that out.
good. And they got somebody tall too. They got somebody play it. He was taller and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first guy, he really wasn't even a big guy at all.
Mm-mm. He might have been muscular, but he wasn't tall. Yeah. So it was
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna
was
check
just a
that
different.
out.
It looked like ex military such and such. So it was pretty good. So yeah. Anyone else have any more questions? I don't want to be greedy on the stage. Y'all know me.
After this one, we would like to bring you back with a feedback of any kind of projects that you actually are doing and coming with.
You said what am I doing and coming with?
Yeah, no, we would like to bring you back, like with a feel, like with an upcoming, like like any projects that coming,
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I definitely come back, man. I enjoyed these last couple hours.
Appreciate you.
That's a that's a fact. So I do have another question for you before we
Hmm.
who were some of the mentors that guided you through the early stages of career? Did you go to Cass Tech? You know, a lot of my friends went to Cass Tech and graduated and stuff like that. We are on our
Hey,
way moving to Detroit right now, to like Midtown area. Me and my
I was
children.
not a technician. I was a stag from McKinsey. Nothing against the technicians, but I was not that. But no, I went to McKinsey. I graduated from there. Uh, long, 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 long time ago.
Yeah, it's still one of the best schools in the city, though. You know what I'm saying? Still one of the
Well,
best
yeah,
schools.
because they knocked it down, then rebuilt another one, and it ain't where I went, but it's still McKinsey. It's just different now.
All right. So, what do you say to the people that's wanting to strive to become an actor or actress, but still remain authentic like you are? What kind of advice would you give them? That's my final
Man,
question.
just have humility, man, and be humble. Just don't ever think that because you on TV that you are any better than anybody else. Also know that this is not a competition. There's no need to compete with this person or that person because, again, when you go into these rooms, they know what they're looking for. And you could be that for whatever reason, or you could not be. But I'm not competing with John for a role. Like, it's crazy. They either want you or they don't. Um, I just think the sooner that you can, and then know the business, you definitely got to learn the business, but you got to be able to crawl before you walk. I've heard people say who've never acted a day in their life, and they've said, "Well, I want to act, but I ain't being no extra." What the fuck you mean? So if reach out to you and say, "We want to put you in this scene where Ghost walks past and he does whatever Ghost do, and we you know skim the camera past you, but you don't want to be an extra because you want lines, but you never acted. Are you serious? That's like saying you want to be a brain surgeon, but you ain't never been to medical school. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, it don't work like that.
If
Like,
Power asks me, that'll be the best moment of my life.
you see what I'm saying? So it's like people like that, they don't respect the craft. And You're just in the way. So, again, just be humble, man. Be a good person. Be willing to work hard. Be willing to sacrifice. And you know what you want, if it's in your heart, God knows the desires of your heart, and you'll get that. But you have to work to get it. It's just not gonna happen overnight. People see me these last 3, 4 years really doing my thing, but I've been doing this for 8, 7, 8 years. And I got a lot of projects out here that didn't see the light of day, and some that I wish didn't see the light of day. So, you know, you just gotta work. Just be a good person and be humble, and I think you'll be okay.
Well, I just want to say thank you for answering all of my questions today. I know they were complex and a little off the beaten path, but I definitely want to say thank you for having this remarkable interview with us. We definitely appreciate you and had a lot of fun. So thank you for
Yeah,
answering
no
our questions.
problem. Yeah, yeah, no problem. I enjoyed it. Like I said, we've been here since 6, and I enjoyed it.
Let me give you your follow. It's my phone.
And check me
Anybody?
out on social media. I don't really be on Clubhouse. This is the first time I've been on Clubhouse in a very long time, man. So y'all might have to follow me on Instagram at Mr.
Okay.
Amazing. That's Mr. Matter of fact, they got a chat here. Let me just go ahead and I'll throw it in the chat for y'all.
It's on your
Follow me.
profile.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got
Just
you.
follow
Hmm.
follow me on there. Follow me on Facebook. I think it's a couple of them on Facebook, but it's the one with me with the white sweater on, standing in front of the truck. That's the one I be on on Facebook. I do have TikTok, but I never go on TikTok. I got so many messages on there, but yeah. But
So,
Facebook, Instagram.
so
Yeah,
you can use like a little tiny bit of your from your films to put on TikTok. You can put
yeah.
like now
I know.
starring in and
Yeah,
run it up like that without even having to do anything.
yeah. I'm gonna do that. It's just trying to find the time to do so because my Instagram and Facebook keep me going. But I do know that
Look at
TikTok
that.
got a lane, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get it together. I got one. I'm just never on it.
Period.
Yeah, I put
Let
his
me just,
IG at the top, y'all.
And if you
ladies, do
follow
you have
me,
any questions before we get
I
out of
will
here?
follow back. It takes me a minute to follow back because my Instagram is so crowded, but I will get you. I will get you back.
We'll wait. No, right.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I don't got no questions. I just wanted to say, I respect you and keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? Because you inspire a lot of people out here.
Thank you. I definitely will do that. I appreciate that.
I also want to say I think you're a great actor, Zuby. I'm so happy that you're such a nice man in person. I mean, in real life, because those characters be have to be like, oh my God, he's so
Yes,
kind,
I
but
was
he's
gonna
so
be a certain
mean.
way.
So thanks for being such a good actor.
No, you're welcome, and thank you. I appreciate that. No, I told you I'm cool. I'm cool like the other side of the pillow.
That's
Just
the best
caught that.
side.
Hey, I've been heard that, but that's funny though. Okay, that's funny. Cause I really do that at night. I flip my pillow a couple times.
Hmm.
nah, but thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you reaching out, and I enjoy coming in here, just kicking it with y'all, and giving y'all some stories and some information that's useful. So, man, thank y'all for having me. But
Thanks.
anybody got anything else before I roll?
Any last questions for him? I'm
Did
deep.
everybody follow him back?
You said
I
what?
definitely did.
Candice, Arthur,
I did. I follow him on Instagram too.
Kayla.
I would ask Alfonso, do he got any last words for us or Clubhouse? And that.
Hey, listen, just be safe. Um, we getting ready to get a new president. I ain't finna go all off into politics, but just be safe and just be
All
ready.
right.
And just live life, man, and just try to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that's it.
All right.
Period.
Talk Your Shit podcast. Another episode. Thank you, yo. We did it. We did it, y'all.
All right. Thank y'all for having me, man. I got the roll, man. But y'all be safe,
You
okay?
too.
Blessings to
God
you.
bless.
All right.
Just
Same to
salute,
you.
brother.
Right back at you.
That shit was lit, y'all. Thanks, Rocky.
You welcome.
Thanks, team.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
Josiah be acting like, how Rocky get these people?
Yes. We did it. Talk Your Shit podcast.